Here at Blair High School, we're back for another game, and a full game tonight. It's Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobeck here on Big Train TV as the Big Train take on the Silver Spring-Takoma T-Bolts. And leading off will be the designated hitter, Dale Hauser, or not Dale Hauser, that's for the other side. Darius Foster is the designated hitter. He'll lead off, and first we'll take a look at the starting pitching matchup for both sides. As you see here, it's going to be Josh Willits starting against Foster, and Jake Eddington out of Alabama, the righty, will start for the Big Train. First pitch delivered in for a ball, and we are underway. Again here on Big Train TV, Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobeck. Working on bringing you closer to Big Train baseball than ever before. Foster steps out and steps back in. First batter here in this inning. First pitch is looped into foul territory. Hoping for a play is the third baseman, Miller, and he makes a nice play over the shoulder for the first out. How about that?
Yeah, tough play there for Darren Miller in the hot corner this evening. Came all the way over to his right in foul territory. Had to loop backtrack a little bit, reach up, snag that one out of the sky. Beautiful weather here at 7:24 first pitch.
So here's Kyle Velasquez standing in, the second baseman. Velasquez out of St. Mary's alongside Ryan Dougherty, who's finally available out of the bullpen tonight. First pitch from Willits is drilled foul and way out of play and into Mother Nature.
The deep woods out there.
Into a deciduous forest. I don't know if it's deciduous, but I've decided that it's deciduous.
Or the other ones like coniferous?
Coniferous.
That's like pine trees.
Yeah. Tundra, taiga.
Biology on Big Train TV.
Here we are.
Herbology, whatever that is.
The 0-1. Taking for a strike.
Arbology.
0-2. We had ornithology.
We did have ornithology a couple of days ago. Old types of birds. Now you're getting old types of trees. And it's not even 2 outs here in the top of the first.
So Willits ahead 0-2 here on Velasquez. Will look to stay alive here with an 0-2 count. Sets and delivers the 0-2. Outside, ball 1-2. Home plate umpire is Luke Cohen tonight. Greg Hewitt at first base and Andy Simmons at third. For the Big Train, their lineup leads like this: Foster, Velasquez, Sean Ewell, Pepe, Cone, Nip, Doyle, Torres, and Gump rounds it out. And, of course, Eddington on the mound to start. He'll look to shelve some concerns after his first start. But first, there is the strikeout looking there for Kyle Velasquez as he's rung up for strike 3, and there's 2 quick outs.
Yeah, good start for Josh Willits on the mound for Silver Spring. We've seen him a couple times, I believe. He's made a couple starts as Sean Ewell gets read off by our enthusiastic PA announcer here at Blair Stadium as Nolan Shanuel. Not quite right there. But yeah, Willits, we've seen him way back when in the very first exhibition game of this season back on June the 5th.
Sean Ewell fouls it down the left field line. Sean Ewell, by the way, in that completed game to start us off, nearly sent one into the trees.
Very much into the deepest part of this ballpark, right to the right of the batter's eye out there in center field, if you can see beyond the screen, as this ball's way outside.
Big Train in first place pretty firmly, 6-1. The next win, by the way, will be Sal Colangelo's 500th as a Summer League manager. So congratulations to him if he gets there, but first he's got to win this game. But Willits is trying to do his best to get that out as there's a nasty breaking ball in there, and it's 1-2. Sean Ewell, solid this season. Been pretty reliable out in the order, as has almost every hitter. Grant Nip would be next if the inning continues. Here's the pitch. Fouls back and into the screen.
Pepe would be next.
Excuse me, Pepe is the on-deck batter. Nip will follow after Jack Cone, who stands in the hole. Sean Ewell now 1-2. He'll do it again here at this backyard baseball-esque field. Inside, strike 3 called, and that'll do it. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for the Big Train as they go down quietly here in the first. Jake Eddington to the mound when we come back here on Big Train TV. Jake Eddington gets the start here for the Big Train, looking to improve upon his last one where he only lasted 1 inning and allowed 7 earned runs. But luckily behind the dish tonight is his battery mate at Alabama, Grant Knipp. These two guys are definitely familiar with each other. Eddington threw to Matt Thomas his last time, so we'll see if he throws a bit better in this one with his buddy.
Yeah, Eddington actually got more appearances at Alabama than Mr. Knipp behind the dish. Threw the most innings of any Alabama freshman, including a lot of action in SEC play and a little bit in the SEC tournament as well. I think he made a couple appearances in regionals perhaps as well. Rough start to get the 2021 summer season underway.
Yeah, only
but
loss.
a great opportunity to bounce back tonight.
That's outside, and it's 2-0. Yeah, the only loss any Big Train pitcher has on the staff belongs to Mr. Eddington on the mound.
And it seems strange to say when, the last 2 games on the calendar, both against South County, have been a combined score of 31-3. Of course, we just wrapped up that 10-3 win.
It's fouled straight back at us.
Oh, my God.
It's 2-1. I was not ready for that.
No.
Christian Maceda stands on deck as Dale Hauser's the leadoff batter for Silver Spring.
But the point I was making there was Big Train has really been being carried by their pitching the last few games.
Lined right to second baseman Velasquez for the first out. An easy grab there for him, and 1 down.
Yeah, and it sounds weird to say that, right, when, you're coming off 31 runs in 2 games. You just scored 7 in 1 inning in the 11th to win the one before this. But the Big Train pitching has been really strong, and that's what's carried them, especially through that home and home with South County especially.
First pitch from Eddington taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Eddington doing better than he did in his last start already. He gave up a leadoff single to, I believe it was Josh Hall of the Alexandria Aces. So that ball's up high, and it's 1-1 here.
Aces will be in town over at Povich for a doubleheader this Saturday. 92 on that one from Eddington.
He can throw as that swung on a miss for the second strike there, and he's pumping low 90s here.
92, 91 there. Got him working.
Here's the 1-2. High fastball lays off there, and it's 2-2. So Hauser lined out to second there. Well, that was more of a pop line, I guess. I don't really know what you want to call it there, but either way,
a line
out.
out.
Line out. Breaking ball bends in there for strike 3. Nasty 82-mile-an-hour curveball.
Not even waiting for the punch out there. He knew it the second it hit his mitt. Popped up, throw down to Pepe, and 2 outs away.
What a pitch that was.
And Eddington doing what no pitcher could do the last time we played 9 innings here at Blair Stadium. Got Christian Maceda out.
Absolutely. Maceda was the last out of that last game, of course. But anyways, here's No 11, wearing number 9. Takes a ball on the outside half, and it's 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Eddington working quickly here. Sets and delivers. Fouled off, and it's 1-1. No 11 out of George Washington. He's donning his George Washington helmet and a bunch of stickers on the back there.
You think those are like, the Buckeye stickers? Make a hustle play, get a little sticker.
Eddington delivers, fouls it off again, and it's 1-2. 92 on the gun there from Jake Eddington.
Gun might be pushing it a little bit.
So the 1-2 now is some firefighters are watching this game out in left field.
Best seat in the house out there, just beyond the left field pole.
Someone could send it to him here. So it's outside, 2-2.
See what they do better. Put out a fire or catch a baseball.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Probably 340-ish with some decent elevation on that one. That the driveway kind of
I know who can hit it there. It's
tough.
Crushed at first base. Nice play by Sean Ewell. Gets the ground out, but that was tough. That almost nearly took his ears off. But the Big Train, as the T-Bolts did in the first inning, as the Big Train did in the first inning, T-Bolts go down 1-2-3. Big Train and T-Bolts tied at 0 as we head to the top half of the second. Rocco Pepe to the plate to lead off this inning for the Big Train after they went down 1-2-3, and so did the T-Bolts. Josh Willits pitched a pretty solid opening inning. Back-to-back backwards strikeouts, backwards Ks.
Got to kick his legs up in the last 2 innings of the game.
Gets the announcement as he's set to take the pitch there, and it's 1-0.
I mean, what's worse, playing the music as the batter is still getting settled into the box, or announcing him after the pitch leaves the pitcher's hand?
I'm sorry, that's just that's just poor timing. Outside half, and it's a 2-0 count. He announced it as the pitch was sitting right in front of him.
Professionalism at its finest. Cicada hanging on to the backstop.
2-0. Pepe grounds that one into the shrubbery down the left field line, and it's 2-1. Pepe having a pretty solid year, as most of the Big Train guys are. Willits delivers. Crushed into center field, but that's going to stay in the ballpark at least. Heading over for it, and a nice sliding catch by the left fielder, Devin Barnett. What a beautiful play that was. He had to run a country mile to get to that ball, and does a bit of a tumble, does a bit of a slide, but he makes the play for the first out. And you can hang an exclamation point next to that one.
Pittsburgh, PA native, rising sophomore at the Commonwealth. VCU man. Making a heck of a play out there and left.
He had to run.
That ball left Pepe's bat pretty loudly, but absolutely died. Can of corn-esque in left center.
Will's first pitch to Jack Cohn. They call him Jesus.
Trevor Doyle is not at the bat. That would be Jack Cohn.
It's a lot of misadventures up there in the PA booth. There's a 1-0 to Jack Cohn. Take it for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Announced from the University of Alabama, where Grant Knipp, who stands on deck, goes. And as Trevor Doyle, who I believe is in the hole, or actually not in the, in the hole.
Bender in there for a strike, and that ball just floated. That was a wiffle ball curveball there from Josh Willits. Willits out of the University of Richmond, a Spider. It's in there, and it's
one of your favorite
2-2 here is a big cut from Cohn. Yeah, I think it's a very underappreciated mascot, the Richmond Spiders. Got a nice clean logo. As we get some earthquakes above us.
A couple people in a hurry.
2-2 here to Jack Cohn.
Ooh.
Inside, 3-2.
Stone cold take there.
And that's why they call him Stone Cold Jack Cohn. Actually, that's why we call him that.
I was going to say, by they, you mean us.
They refer to him as Jesus. Anyways, here's the outside pitch offering, and it's a walk, and the first base runner of the game belongs to Jack Cohn, who continues to get on base. So that'll bring up Grant Knipp out of Alabama, hoping to help his buddy on the mound with a couple of runs here. I want to just move back to that curveball from Willits. I mean, that thing had some serious break on it. That's why they call it the breaking ball, I guess.
Sure.
That's outside. Ball 1-0. Grant Knipp was dealing with a hand issue a little bit early on in the season, but he's back in the lineup.
Valiant effort at framing that one from Bamer behind the dish.
Yeah, nice.
Pulled it back pretty quickly.
See some stolen strikes a couple times.
I don't think we have defensive war available to us for access.
We would love that, but unfortunately we don't even have a second camera.
Let's start with on-base percentage.
Let's start with getting the second camera first, Ben.
My math isn't that good.
It's all right. Willits' pitch is a broken bat blooper to second, and that'll be an easy catch there for the second baseman Hauser for the second out, and that bat'll die.
That's 2-2 night. Two and two nights.
Some kindling
Grant
there.
Knipp has not been kind to the lumber.
Yeah, Grant Knipp is where baseball bats go to die, I guess. Now I don't really know if you want to say that, but he's got.
They had 2 or 3 last night. Alderman broke one. Knipp broke one. I think Pepe had one off the handle.
Yeah. We're gonna our broken bat wall's just growing larger as the season goes along. So they check on Cohn at first base, and he's not going anywhere. Trevor Doyle stands in here. Doyle had a couple of hits in the last game. The last full game. Did not bat in the completed game today.
It's going to get very confusing very quickly.
Yeah. Doyle has a 1-0 count here against Josh Willits. First, it's a big swing and a miss there, and it's 1-1. Doyle got that high set stance. Checks again on Cone at first, still not moving. Still 0-1 to Trevor Doyle, I believe. Or it's 1-1 to Trevor Doyle. I'm not sure what they have up on the scoreboard. Keith Torres would be next if this inning continues. Willits delivers. There goes Cone, and he was running. The throw down by the catcher, Beamer, is not on the line, and Cone will settle in with a stolen base. Turns a walk into a double.
The one purview, the one drawback of this wonderful little perch for us, ensconced underneath the bleachers, is when there's a lefty at the plate, I can't see anything up the middle.
Luckily, I can sort of see it, but it's blocked by home plate umpire Luke Cohen.
I couldn't see the last 20 feet of that stolen base attempt for Jack.
It's okay, though, as Beamer goes out to talk to Willits.
Going to have to turn to the monitor frequently tonight.
Looking back at Cone on second there. 0-2 now to Trevor Doyle. I believe that's correct. Willis delivers the pitch. High cheese, swung on a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Cone gets to second base on the leadoff, or on the one-out walk, excuse me, but no one moves further as the big train go down quietly once again. We'll head to the bottom of the second here. T-Bolt's coming up to Palmiera, Bamer, and Barnett. We'll see you here on Big Train TV. Jake Eddington, after a scoreless first inning, delivers here to Connor Palmiera, and it's 1-0. Palmiera out of the University of Hawaii. Got 2 Hawaii natives on this team, in addition to Nigel Calderon, who's from Lanai City. It's 2-0 here to Palmiera, who's out of losing it here. Out of Kahului. Both of them go to the University of Hawaii. I've been to Kailua before. That's not either of those, as that's outside, and it's 3-0.
Never had the pleasure of getting that far west.
It's a good place. Very beautiful.
So I've heard.
Rains every day, but it's for like 10 minutes. Eddington just trying to get a strike here. So that's up high, ball 4, and Palmieri is the first base runner here against Jake Eddington.
It'd be interested to see what Eddington's leash is like today. Obviously, you're not going to threaten anything with a single walk. I'll buy it on 4 pitches. He's already gotten more innings pitched than he got last time out.
And they've got a generally full bullpen today. They've got Doherty available, Barron, Rons, Braley, Locke, and Alderman. Kemp Alderman available out of the bullpen today. How about that? Two-way player.
Allegedly.
According to Coach Sal. That's driven high and deep to center field. Going back to center field, Cone on the track at the wall, and it's going to bounce in front of the fence. Palmieri racing for third. He's on his horse. He's going to round third, and he's going to come in and score. The throw is actually on the line, and he's safe. So the first run of the game belongs to an RBI double from Bryce Beamer. He's in at second with an RBI double.
Yeah, that thing was torqued off the bat. I mean, dead out there and slightly shaded to the left of center field.
Didn't look as far as I thought it was going.
Yeah, I mean,
that one hop the fence, and I thought it would have
died. It looked like it one hopped, a couple inches in front of that center field fence. Great relay from Cone to Torres, and Nip just couldn't quite get the tag on with the one bouncer to the plate.
Eddington steps off and fresh off his sparkling sliding catch in the bottom or the top half of this inning. Devin Barnett will stand in. Beamer the runner on second.
Barnett.
It's in the dirt.
A healthy 6'5".
He's a tall drink of water, that's for sure.
You can see how he had the range. Used that stride to cover a fair bit of ground out there in left field.
Barnett, a Ram out of Virginia Commonwealth. Beamer stands on second. It's about 362 to that wall in left center. There's a swing and a miss from Barnett, and I think Beamer hit that about 340. Put a charge into it in every sense of the word. But anyways, that's the first run of the game for the T-Bolts and for either side. It's in the dirt, and it's 2-1 here from Jake Eddington. Yeah, and like you said, we'll have to see how long his leash is tonight. It was only 1 inning last time, but, I mean, why wouldn't you take him out after 1 inning? 7 earned runs as he got the only loss this season thus far for the Big Train.
That's the benefit of having, Matt Bedford eat up 4 innings, really quality innings yesterday, and then Howitt and
Bedford, the league leader in strikeouts.
Yeah, up to 11 now. But then Howitt and Cone combining for a really solid to complete the shutout and mercy rule in 7 innings last night. Really fresh bullpen between the 2 game stand for South County. Mets eating up both innings of the both extra innings of the completed game earlier. Got plenty of arms to choose from down there.
Battling back to 2-2, grounded to second. Velasquez is going to take the shore out here to first. The runner advances. The throw to third is not going to be in time as well. So there's one out for Eddington as Beamer gets all the way to third.
Yeah, and that's the sort of out Brock Hunter is going to take down there in the Silver Spring dugout. Not the best contact from Barnett, but hit it to the right side of the infield. That worked twice. Directionally right, but also correct right side of the infield in order to make sure that Beamer gets all the way to third base, now 90 feet away from the second run of this inning.
Eddington delivers the first pitch here to Brian Cordell for a strike, not Ryan Cordell, Major League Baseball player. Very similar names, though. Former Met, former White Sox. Not sure what organization he's in now.
Is it former White Sox?
I think so. Curveball is looped into foul territory, hoping for a play as Pepe. He's going to settle under it and make the catch for the second out, and that's a huge second out as he had to avoid the third base coach.
Some nifty move to shed the block there from the third base coach as well. A little duck with the arms, a little shimmy, giving it all he got, and an excellent job to get the second out, pardon.
Check the out-of-town scoreboard here. Jacob DeGrom.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah, we'll get to Jacob DeGrom in a little bit. It's Jake Eddington. His name counterpart there's a curve bends in there for a ball.
Beautiful break on that one.
Very, very nice. As Darren Miller is up.
Darren Miller out of Millersville.
It's pretty uncanny. 2 outs here as that runner's still on third. Eddington swing and a miss there.
That would be like if you went to Gallaudet.
Uh,
Close enough.
Is there a Tyler College? Tyler University?
Tylersville.
It's like
Tylersburg.
Ben Cooper Benson with Ben in his name. There's a strike there from Eddington. I can't think of any universities with Ben.
There's got to be like a Bennett College somewhere.
Yeah, there probably is. Eddington quickly 1-2 here on Miller. Delivers. Fouled back and out of play. Heads up. Quickly still 1-2 here with 2 outs. Eddington just trying to get out of this inning after allowing the first 2 batters to reach. And there's a strike 3, swing and a miss. Runner goes down to first base. Nip throws him out, and the inning is over. So Eddington, Benz gets up 1 run, but nothing more. Big Train down 1-0 after 2.
1 run on 1 hit.
Keith Torres leads off here in the top of the third with the Big Train down by 1. 2 relatively solid innings here for Eddington as Willits will look to continue his brilliance on the mound thus far.
Public service announcement. If you're trying to hack my Instagram, please stop. Do me a
At
favor.
bo.beck on Instagram.
Don't do that either.
There's a ball, and it's 2-0. Out-of-town scoreboard, Mets leading the Cubs 2-0, and Jacob deGrom has driven in another run. He's got 6 RBI and 4 earned runs allowed on the season. There's nothing more you can say about him, but then just sit back, watch, and watch it unfold. So they're beating the Cubs 2-0. I heard the Nationals are winning as well as Torres takes one in the dirt, and that's ball 4.
Nationals won, past tense. Josh Bell with the revenge game. 2-run homer in the 7th to give the Nats a 3-1 win over the Buccos.
Brian Gump apparently at the plate. It's Brady.
It's not Brian.
Elsewhere
in the out-of-town scoreboard, the actual out-of-town scoreboard, D.C. up 6-0 on South County in the bottom of the third.
Be fun to travel there tomorrow night.
Gaithersburg up 4-1 over Alexandria in the top of the 4th.
You know, I've enjoyed my experience at pretty much every stadium this year.
And in case you didn't know, the Bethesda Big Train beat the Silver Spring-Takoma T-Bolts 10-3 in 11 innings.
A mere hour ago. That game was unfolding.
Hour and 15 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun.
Breaking ball bends in there for a strike. Good pitch. Great pitch from Woods. We've seen a lot of great breaking balls in this staff. You know, Kieran Garner had a solid one. that one night where he pitched. Still available out of the bullpen. Well, maybe we'll see the UMBC student athlete tonight. Who knows? If Willits
Check
keeps
back
up at this
on.
rate. 2
Check
walks.
back on the speedy Torres.
We saw a plethora of pitchers and pinch hitters and almost emptying out the entire bench in the last game. Willits, and not sure what happened there, but the runner goes down to second. That gets into center field, and Torres, the flying Hawaiian, heads all the way to third.
Man, he's churning.
And I think Willits might have slipped on the mound there, or just lost control, because that was not pretty.
Wasn't a balk, was it? Just
Yeah, I'm not quite sure
I
what.
was trying to check the count out there on the scoreboard.
All the way to third is Keith Torres, so I
Missed
guess
all
it
the
was a
excitement.
balk. As he kind of just plopped it in there. Fastball taken for a ball, and it's 2-1 here to Brady Gump, not Brian Gump. The adventures of a PA announcer. We can't have Bob every night.
The lovely pipes of
Bob Johnson.
Robert Bob Johnson.
He was giving us pronunciations for several guys. That's taken 2 and 2. Especially Danny Nerai. He's probably our favorite.
Consummate professional in every way.
Very much so. 2 and 2 here to Brady Gump in his first at-bat. Torres stands 90 feet away with just nobody out. Tapped foul behind. They'll do it again here on 2 and 2. See what Eddington's line looks like again. That's a breaking ball grounded to third, though. They've got Torres caught up. He'll head back to third, and he is safe. So I guess that'll go as a fielder's choice.
Yeah.
Reaching first base is Brady Gump on the 5U fielder's choice.
The side slide from Keith Torres to get back to that third base bag, that was incredible. To do like a 45-degree kind of shimmy around the potential tag there from Darren Miller.
So Darius Foster, the lineup card turns over here.
Foster.
So I believe it's a 5U FC, isn't it?
It's just FC to me.
I put 5U.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong again, just like P1P.
That was an adventure.
In the dirt now, and it's 1-0.
Still no outs here. Top of the third. Big Train down by 1. Looking to put something together here. And here's a man that can find a way to string together something at the top of your offense.
Absolutely, and with 2 runners
Sky
on and
high
nobody
on base
out.
percentage.
Very low slugging percentage, though. Had his first extra base hit of the season in the last inning and 2/3 or whatever you want to call that game.
I mean, that one was barely an extra base hit at that.
Yeah, he is a shallow dunker that fell in front. And he got all the way to second. Never stops running, does Darius Foster. 2-0 in the dirt. And it's 3-0. There goes the runner to Gump. The throw down to second is not in time. Brady Gump gets in there on the very short pass, wild pitch, pass ball, whatever you want to call it. Gump is on second. And there's 2 runners in scoring position for Foster, who can get an RBI here. Three and 0 to Darius Foster. Don't want to lay in a cookie here if you're Willits. Sets up high and ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Kyle Velasquez with nobody out. Excuse me, Nolan Shanuel with nobody out. Oh, that is Velasquez. I got it. Hold on.
We'll get a mound meeting here. Brock Hunter trying to talk down his pitcher Willits. Willits had a really good start in that exhibition game, way back when, almost 2 weeks ago now, back on the 5th, as we mentioned. 2 innings, just 1 total hit allowed, and the only run he allowed was Darius Foster on a single, reached second on a passed ball, and then came home to score.
So Velasquez stands in here. His last time up, he struck out looking. Willits could use that here with nobody out.
Even a short ball in play would probably be advantageous for Willits. Get a chance to let your defense do some work here.
Swing and a miss there from Velasquez, and it's 0-1.
Hefty cut at a bender there.
The infield will draw in here. Bit of a surprise. I would concede the tying run on a ground out here in the 3rd inning, but I'm not a coach.
If you do shoot 4, you kind of have a chance at 2 even. If you get Bamer behind the dish to get it as quick as he can and try to fire to potentially get Velasquez at first. But they may not need it, as Velasquez with 2 pretty quick cuts.
Hung a breaking ball there. But coming up empty on that is Velasquez. The 0-2 here with nobody out and bases juiced. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts for Kyle Velasquez and a big first out for Josh Willits.
Just what the doctor ordered for Mr. Willits out there on the bump. Wonder what coach put inside of his ear to get him to fire up 3 great swinging strikes.
And this is the first time that the Big Train have trailed in a couple games.
First time since that Alexandria game, I believe.
We'll see them for 2 games this weekend.
Big Train looking for revenge.
It's in the
Breaking
dirt.
ball.
And
Great block by Bamer.
Yeah, smartly not going anywhere on a great block by Bryce Bamer. It's outside. 2-0. Sean Ewell stands there with the high set stance. Swings and misses on a fastball outside. 2-1. Laboring for these strikes is Willits, but he's getting them.
Getting them in timely spots, too.
Loading the bases with nobody out. And he got a strikeout
Never a
of
fun
Velasquez.
spot to be in.
Absolutely, Ned. And you got it. That's a strike 2 called on Sean Ewell, and it's 2-2. Rocco Pepe would be next. Or Rocco Pepe is next, barring a double play.
Sean Ewell, smidge over 250. 5 hits. 3 RBIs. Would love another couple here.
Steps out and maybe tries to get Willits out of his rhythm. Popped back into the screen and foul.
It's free baseball for Mr. Pepe in the on-deck circle. Nope. What a great fan. He'll give it right back. Sportsmanship at its finest.
Sean Ewell here, 2-2, chokes up on the bat and pops it way up there behind home plate. Beamer hoping for a play, will come over, and it's the first baseman, Palmieri, making the play, and there's 2 down. How about that?
Huge back-to-back outs for this T-Bolts defense. And now it's up to Pepe to not squander this golden opportunity for the Big Train offensively. Fresh delivery of baseballs from the T-Bolts bat boy.
Good play there by Connor Palmiera to come all the way in to get that.
I mean, Bamer behind the plate, he had it, but was kind of circling around. Didn't seem all too steady on his feet. And so Palmiera making the smart play, knowing he had the best angle from that one coming in from the first base corner.
Pepe trying to send that one to the fire station. Instead, he comes up empty, and it's 0-1. Bases loaded here. Would love a big swing of the bat. From Rocco Pepe. Takes it in the dirt there, and it's 1-1. Pepe now 1-1 here. We'll look in here for the pitch from Willits. Ball 2. Two and one here to Pepe. Outside, 3-1, and now you're in danger of walking in the run here with the bases loaded.
Couple of fans here in the stands trying to make some noise, not just with their feet over our heads.
Up high, and that's ball 4, and that'll walk in the tying run. So
Bold take there from Pepe on the inside edge, and it pays off, and all that work for naught as here comes the tying run.
Big ribby there from Pepe.
Gump to third, Foster to second. And Pepe gets his free 90. A well-earned free 90 in the box.
Now Cone with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Taken right down the middle for a strike, and it's 0-1. So Gump at second, Foster at Gump at third, Foster at second, and Pepe at first, and Cone at the plate.
Cone slightly open stance.
Pops it back into the screen. And it's 0-2 here, quickly. So 0-2 with Jack Cone, and this would be a big out to get if you're Willits. Pops it way up there in the infield. Willits coming over, running in, and Beamer shedding the mask near the dugout, and it'll fall in front of him. Nice attempt there.
Yeah, I mean, Willits racing off the mound. That may be the fastest I've ever seen a pitcher go to try to field one. I mean, he booked it off.
Yeah, he was moving here, but Cone has new life with the 0-2 count. More firefighters settling behind the outfield wall. I'd love to see a ball clear that.
You think they get counted in the official attendance?
I mean, yeah, more or less. You never know. Breaking ball looped or drilled right by the first base coach.
X-zone eye by Jack Cone. Protecting with an 0-2 count. Getting a little bit ahead of that, but able to get some contact and make it 2 straight foul balls to stay alive.
Cone chops that one to first base. Going to be a tough play, but flipping to first and getting out of the jam is Josh Willits. So 1 run comes across, but that's it as they load the bases with nobody out and only have 1 run to show for it. Big Train and T-Bolts tied at 1 here as we head to the bottom of the 3rd on Big Train TV. Stephen Rice stands in against Jake Eddington here on the mound. There's a quick strike, and it's 0-1.
Slight stretching going on in the trained bullpen down the left field line.
Broken bat grounder right back to Eddington as he'll fire the easy lollipop over to first base.
Nice
for the first
backhand
out.
play there.
Yeah, and had to watch out for the splinters of that bat.
Looks like we've got Everett Catlett up and throwing for what would be potentially his first appearance of this summer.
Yeah, he's been dealing with a bit of an injury issue his first couple of weeks, but doesn't say he's available in the bullpen, so I'm surprised. Maybe someone else on the other side is actually throwing. But, yeah, just some stretching.
Light upper body throwing.
Looks like, I believe that's Jack Braley up in the bullpen, who told me that that home run he gave up, he does not want to hear about it. Foul back in the screen, and it's 1-1. But, I mean, back to that home run that he gave up, that was Garrett Farquhar. Just demolished that pitch.
It's in the Aces game, yeah.
Yeah, hit it over the scoreboard. 3-run shot. Majestic. 1-1. High fastball, and it's 2-1. Three and one here.
Eddington started him off with a nice strike to start the at-bat. Now back here with 4 straight balls.
There's ball 4 to Dale Hauser, who's aboard again, or aboard for the first time.
Number 42, right fielder Christian Maceda.
Christian Maceda up to the plate now, struck out looking his first time up on a beautiful pitch by Eddington. Eddington pitched a lot nicer than his last start. Things have unfolded a little bit better. He's lasted longer.
Yeah, definitely,
Big swing and a miss there from Maceda, and it's 0-1.
definitely settling in much nicer than he did in that 7-run frame against Alexandria a couple days ago.
0-1 here. Delivers inside, and it's 1-1.
I mean, that thing started, I think, outside or behind Maceda. Came all the way back in, nearly caught the inside edge, instead ball 1. I mean, this is definitely the best spot for us to see the true break of a pitch, to get that really batter's view, the POV, if you will, of what we're seeing.
Check
Nip
on the runner at first
behind.
base. Nice back pick there from Nip. He likes that. Likes that a little bit.
Almost. Not quite, but almost.
There goes the runner. A swing and a miss by Maceda. The throw down by Nip is not in time. So striking out,
Strike 2.
Strike 2 there to Maceda as the runner steals second. Dale Hauser is aboard on second base.
Good take there from Hauser. He got a really hefty jump on Eddington, was able to time him up pretty well. The help of their first base coach down there.
The only hit in this game.
Punched out again is Christian Maceda.
Yeah, the only hit in this game is Bryce Beamer's double, if you can believe that.
3 strikeouts now
Number 9,
for Jake Eddington.
Noah Levin.
Yeah, Eddington
And a
working.
third out here I think would really be big. Allow him a little bit of leeway, probably coming back out for the 4th. Still not that much action in the Big Train bullpen. And it would have been a pretty smooth 3 innings to start.
Foul back there.
Really beautiful night for baseball.
It is 65.
It's really
game
cooled
time.
down since those storms over the weekend.
It's taken inside, and it's 1-1. to no 11. They do have an 11 in the lineup. I'm sorry. Brian Cordell wears number 11. Grounded out to the first baseman, who flipped it back to Eddington. Shanuel, breaking ball, taken outside, and it's 2-1. No 11. Out of George Washington. Thank you.
Yeah, we commented. We were talking about his helmet stickers before.
That's
Keep up,
another
Tyler.
ball, 3-1. Well, you put several props on our roster sheets here.
Actually, I do want that back. I would like to have access to that.
Impeded my view of the school of no 11 that I said about
Could
20
have
minutes
asked.
ago.
Could have told you. You could have looked
Pops
at
it
his
back.
helmet, seen those.
Well,
See if we can see what the helmet stickers are. Looks like some kind of star. 90. I think it's a star with a 90 in the middle of it.
maybe that's the player of the game thing they do.
Maybe just like a hustle
foul.
90 play.
Who
Hustling
knows?
down first base, that kind of thing. I'd love to find out. If.
Figure out what it is. Big swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the inning as Eddington gets out of it with a runner on second. That's his fourth strikeout of the game as he'll strut off the mound or walk a little bit slowly into the dugout. Big Train and T-Bolts tied at 1 here as we head to the top of the fourth on Big Train TV. Grant Knipp, the first batter of this inning here, as Willits looks to extend his outing into a fourth inning.
No, it's not.
As the PA guy just continues to have some problems tonight. I mean,
I'm doing my best to ignore it, but I mean, it's just irritating, and he's doing it while Knipp is in the batter's box, while Willits is trying to pitch. The umpire's holding him off, giving him a shake of a head. I mean, it's got to be frustrating on all different parts, on all different accounts.
not having the best of nights is the PA guy. So that's in the dirt, and it's 1-1. Announcing Grant Knipp as Jack Cohn, if you were wondering.
I think what I was trying to say.
Knipp fouls that off, and it's 1-2.
This has just really been between Willits and Eddington, two really gritty starting performances so far as we're in the top of the fourth. Not the cleanest, right? Not domination, not pin-perfect control, but you don't really expect that at this level. But it's been guys avoiding jams. It's been guys executing plays when they need to and doing their best to put their team in a position to get ahead in the innings to come in this game.
Yeah, 2-2 now, and we'll see
Both coaches have to be overjoyed with what they've gotten from their starting pitchers so far.
See if there's anyone new on the mound.
No heavy throwing in the training bullpen.
Lines that one into shallow right, and no chance to make that play as the right fielder Maceda, as there's the first hit of the game. For the big train, there goes the no-hitter. Nip is aboard.
I wasn't trying to jinx it, I promise.
So that'll bring up Trevor Doyle. Doyle, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Now has a runner in front of him to work with.
27, right fielder Trevor Doyle.
Hey, he got one right. Good for him.
Trevor Doyle, I believe, was announced wrong as well his last time up in the dirt. And it's 1-0 to the righty or the lefty. This looks like Kieran Garner is going to be up in the bullpen, and we'll see him for the second time this season. Maybe
Slight stretching, little tossing of the baseball.
Is that hellacious
Nothing
breaking
heavy
pitch.
in either bullpen.
Doyle takes a strike there, and it's a 1-1 count.
That breaking ball from Garner has really been playing on your mind for a while. I mean, 8 days to be exact, if you want to count them. But it's clearly stuck with you.
Well, you know, it's a good pitch. Appreciate some good pitches, especially the breaking ball from Jake Eddington today. That's working pretty well. And, of course, Willits has one as well that I've noticed has been bending in there for some strikes today. I wonder what goes on out there in the bullpens all game. Doyle fouls that one off.
The world may never know.
Because when they were in Lorton, they were chirping and got in trouble. Literally chirping, though. They were literally chirping like birds.
They were approaching cicada levels of loudness out there.
And
which, by the way, have you noticed, has quieted down significantly the past few days.
Yeah, I think they're starting to
The time has come, dear Tyler.
get on their way out. We've seen a couple here, but not as much as they start to filter out of their cycle and maybe move further up north to my home state of Delaware. Breaking ball popped way up there in the infield. Trying to hope for it is the pitcher, but instead it's going to be Miller at third base making the play. And there's one out. This plane flies overhead.
This might get a little graphic, a little PG-13, little NSFW. But besides breaking the humidity, besides cooling the temperatures down a little bit, the other big thing those storms did over the weekend, washed away a lot of the dead cicadas.
Yeah, that was...
My driveway, a lot better to walk down now.
Yeah. Keith Torres stands in. You know, I mean, I've noticed it as well. There's pretty heavy storm when we were coming back from Lorton. This was a big swing and a miss there from Torres on its own one.
That was fun to drive through.
You were hunched over like a grandma driving through that rain.
Just doing my best. Eyes on the prize.
Of course, tomorrow night's broadcast will be
10-2
at the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy as a big train take on at DC Grays. Just a stone's throw across a river from old RFK Stadium is
I don't know how far you can throw a stone.
one, and there's another strike, and it's 0-2. Very launched, maybe a catapulted stone.
You're going to need a couple crow hops.
As the crow flies, it's about, I want to say, 8 minutes across the river.
Without traffic.
Without traffic. But we'll have to see.
Welcome to DC.
We drive down there. There's another swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and Torres is out. 2 down after the leadoff single. Big train have gone down 1, 2, not quite 3 as Brady Gump stands in.
Number 20, Brady Gump.
Gump looking to keep this lineup running.
In the dirt there, and flying the mask goes off of Beamer. But instead, that was not the base runner advancing that he was looking for. Bryce Beamer, excuse me. Sorry. As Brady Gump is 4 under par here. Instead, he fouls it right back at us. I probably shouldn't have done my golf impression on that as he golfed that one right into us.
Be still, my beating heart. My life flashed before my eyes.
Yeah,
I mean, that thing.
That's the closest we've seen one here since we've been in Silver Spring.
Good to know the networks.
Yeah. One and one here to Brady Gump. And he lines that one into shallow center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. That's actually not shallow. It goes all the way to the wall. That could get in a run. Chugging for home plate is Nip. He's going to run and score. Gump headed for third. He'll get there without a throw standing. It's an RBI hit. And the Big Train take their first lead of the day. Grant Nip comes around to score on the potential triple from Brady Gump.
Excellent hustle.
Leadoff hitter, number 8, designated hitter Darius Foster.
Excellent hustle for Brady Gump to get over there to third, but that's a double and an error to me.
Well, you're not the official scorer, Ben.
You're right. I'm not. And maybe we'll get a little bit of hometown hustling.
So Nip all the
It's
way
always a
around to score on that
possibility,
ball out
but-
of the gap. It looked like it was looped here, but that was crushed.
It was laced pretty deep in there, inside on Foster.
Yeah, Foster takes it inside. Foster hits one to center field. That's pretty deep, but settling under it is a center fielder, Cordell. And he will make the catch to retire the side. But not after the Big Train. Chase across one more on the RBI double by Brady Gump. Nip comes around. Big Train up 2-1, middle of 4.
Needs to play.
One in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy-Walker syndrome. Dandy-Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Eddington pours in a strike for the first one here to Connor Palmiero, the first baseman. He's flushed to a lead now for the first time this season. RBI double from Brady Gump last inning, chased in Brant Nip.
Actually,
That gets
it's
away.
going to be an RBI triple, according to the official score.
So maybe sometimes
they don't like to listen to me. What can I say?
So maybe sometimes I'm right, Ben.
I didn't doubt you. I'm just saying in my book, Cordell and Maceda got tied up there in the center field gap against the fence, trying to get
Ben's
to
in
it.
there
Looked like
for-
they kicked it at some point, something like that. Lost it. if they get that ball around, I think they get it in, and Gump stays at second.
It's bottom
Great
of
for
the
him.
fourth. Eddington.
A
struck out
well-deserved
4.
triple. He laced that pitch into the gap.
Says 1-1, and we had a question from our audience. What happened to the last game? We'll overlay that in just a second. Glenn Pepe asks, what happened in the last game? Big Train won 10-3 after a 7-run explosion in the top half of the 11th. That's that potent offense we've seen from the Big Train, but tonight just 2 runs.
And you can, of course, always view replays of our live streams, highlights the day after, and much more to come on the Big Train TV YouTube account.
Eddington's 3-2 offering is fouled into the trees, and we'll do full count again.
Always innovating. Always improving.
Innovation that excites. That's the,
Yeah,
not the Mazda. That's swing and a miss, strike 3, as Palmieri goes down swinging, and Eddington has his 5th strikeout of the evening. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Eddington, who's pouring them in there.
Couple looking, a couple swinging.
Bryce Bamer coming up now. He has the only T-Bolts hit of this game, and it was an RBI double.
And to Eddington's credit, even in that rough inning of work against Alexandria, he still managed to have 2 strikeouts. So even when he's not totally on, he's got that strikeout stuff. And he's especially got it again here tonight.
Strike 1 in there on Bamer, the catcher, who doubled, a well-struck double deep to left field, left center. That's in the dirt, and it's 1-1 or low.
Excellently picked there from Grant Knapp.
2-1 the score, playing exactly almost like the last game did between these two teams in the early innings, at least.
No offensive explosion from the Train yet.
That sizzles in there for a strike, and no chance to catch up to that one is the hitter Bamer, and it's 1-2.
We lost our radar privileges.
Coach Sal not wanting people to know just exactly what Jake Eddington's throwing in, but that was fast. Here's the 1-2. And how about 3 or 4 in a row from Jake Eddington? The high cheese gets him, and there's 2 down.
Tick, tack, toe with a couple of Ks sprinkled in there. Eddington dialed in.
The left fielder, number 44.
Dissecting him there on 3 pitches, or 4 pitches.
And still, no throwing in the Big Train Ben. Yeah, Big Train
Ben, you can't name something after you in baseball. It's up high, ball 1, unless it's a.
But you know what there is? There is a whole crowd of Killer Bees, a whole crowd of Big Train bullpen arms.
Ben
up
Bobeck
hanging on their fence, cheering on Jake Eddington.
Oh, that one sails inside a little bit and up on the hitter Barnett, and that sailed back to the backstop.
High gas.
Chugging. Choo-choo, Big Train. A thumbs down of disapproval from Ben Bobeck on that one. Just want that on the record there. 2-0. That's fouled back. Oh, doink. Off
Ring
the
the bell.
bleachers. Not too sure where that ended up, and I'm glad it did not bounce down and hit us.
It's plausible.
It is plausible.
Possible? Probably not.
Kim Possible, TV show. There's a strike in there, and it's 2-2, so more 2 strikes for Jake Eddington, looking for his 5th strikeout in a row. And that's a lot of the letter K in the scorebook. And strike 3, got him looking. Barnett goes down, and that's 5, count them, 5 consecutive strikeouts for Jake Eddington, who finishes his 4th inning with a flourish, strikes out the side, and the Big Train come up in the top half of the 5th. Big Train leading at 2-1 here on Big And I think Ben's
We're
going
going
to
to come
call.
back here for some race around the bases. We've got blue 42 and black 7. They're both around their first perspective bases, churning around. It looks like black 7 is going to touch second first. He's got a slight lead, churning those legs around third base. He's definitely got a solid 5-foot lead. Here he comes. There it is. The Juventus jersey. Ronaldo says see as he takes race number 1. Little early start there, or slow start there from blue number 3. Orange around third base, blue around first. Here they come, headed to second.
Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
And blue, despite the slower start, he's got a slight advantage over the slightly shorter orange. He's coming home down the stretch. Here they come, and it is blue finishing strong despite a slow start. And he takes it home in race number 2.
Kyle Velasquez, the first batter against the new pitcher, Kieran Garner, who pitched some pretty spotless innings the last time these two teams met.
Except for the 2-run sixth where he allowed a triple to Pepe and then a solo shot to Matt Thomas.
Starts him off with that breaking ball.
Would serve as the tying run.
Matt Thomas sent it directly near that light tower. Light tower power. Here's the pitch. Popped away up there.
That's light tower power
right
of
back
the other
behind us,
sort.
heading into the stands, and we'll see where it lands as it lands right above us.
Duck and cover.
Registers as a 2.4 on a Richter scale, so not too much. Not too much there.
And now we get the aftershocks.
Yeah, the aftershocks, people stomping around. I'm surprised no one's waved in front of the camera yet. We had a couple of those last time.
Did you see, I think it was the Fredericksburg Nationals, the high A, or actually double A, I believe, of the Washington Nationals.
Velasquez hits one high and deep to right field, but right at the right fielder, Maceda, and he'll make the catch for the first out. He gave that one a ride, but not far enough.
What I was saying was the radio broadcaster for the Fredericksburg Nationals had a young family, a husband and wife and their young son, trying to pose with the shotgun mic they use for atmosphere.
Room tone?
Well, because, you know, it's a boxed-in booth. It's
Yeah,
a solo
I understand.
booth. There's no window. You're not going to get the natural sound like you barely do through our headsets. So you got to have that shotgun mic straight outside the booth. There's a young family messing with it. He had to, in the middle of an inning, in the middle of the action, had to go out and politely ask them to please not do that.
As there's another ball to Sean Ewell, and it's 2-0. I recall it happening in a basketball game where there was a guy, or the color guy kept yelling at the people in front of him to sit down. He's like, "Hey, sit down!"
Well,
There's a picture of Sean Newell, and that's right back at us. They heard me yelling.
it's more at you than me.
Nolan Sean Newell.
There was, the University of Pittsburgh, where I worked as a commentator. I did go to Pitt.
And that's a swing and a miss there, and it's 2-2.
The fans, the student section at the basketball arena is the Oakland Zoo, and the crowd mic for the TV is in the Oakland Zoo because that's where you're going to get the most noise, right? And most of the time, as Sean Ewell goes down swinging, most of the time it's great. It works out fine. But then some other times, there's one particular member of the Oakland Zoo with a very shrill voice who would be screaming the entire game because that's what you do when you're in the student section, right?
Right,
And the energy, you're constant.
Colonial Crazies at RMU. We'll see them back for the first basketball game at home, hopefully.
Garner wants the signs again. But it can be quite irritating to a TV audience.
2 quick outs here for Kieran Garner. First pitch way over the head. I almost ducked out of the way of that one, too. To Rocco Pepe out of Long Beach State. Dirtbag.
Colloquial term in baseball.
Say,
one of affection, one of respect and admiration. Ooh.
That nearly bent in there for a strike, but that was at his face for about 58 feet and 5 inches.
Those are the benders that make you happy you're sitting back here.
1-1 here, Rocco Pepe.
Not that it's that much better.
Pepe
behind the screen.
0 for 1 with a walk, and he's hit again.
And
he wears his 5th pitch of the season.
I mean, that is
the unfriendly magnet.
Yeah. Rocco Pepe has really just gotten the short end of the stick when it comes to hit by pitches throughout this season. I believe that's his 5th.
He's challenging Ron Hunt's record of 50 in one season. That's 5 through 6 games.
He is definitely
7 games.
Put the
Number 13, Jack Cohn, the center fielder.
So here's Jack Cohn, announced correctly this time. The runner on and 2 outs. Garner playing dangerously with some inside pitches there. Got the one to bend in for a strike, but the other one was...
Well, those are outside now to Cohn, the lefty.
Grant Knipp donning his galoshes in the on-deck circle. Runner on first is Pepe as he slides back in there. He's got the mouthpiece, I guess. Not sure what the utilization is for that. Maybe just to not grit your teeth. I'm not too sure. I won't speculate. Cohn with a 1-0 count. It's in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. But a low-scoring game thus far. Just the 3 runs across. Nobody's scored since the 3rd, which was 2 innings ago. Top of the 5th, of course, here at Montgomery Blair High School. Big Train leading 2-1 here on Big Train TV. Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobeck. So glad you're with us here tonight. So we will have you on almost every night on Big Train TV as we try to bring you closer to Big Train baseball than ever before. Appreciate anyone tuning in tonight. 2-1 here to Cohn. 3-1. Nibbling a little bit here is Kieran Garner. Out of University of Maryland, Baltimore campus, the Retrievers.
See, that's where it gets confusing because I'm pretty sure there is a UMBC that's Baltimore County. But the UMBC you probably know of 16/1 fame, Retriever Nation.
I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings when that happened. You'll always remember where you were. For
I actually don't remember where I was.
Well, Ben, you just ruined my entire statement. Unbelievable.
I'm sure I could remember it at some point. I remember where I was when Virginia, the year they won the national championship, was trailing to Gardner-Webb at halftime, eventually coming back.
Cohn swings and misses on the high fastball, and that'll do it for the inning. Kieran Garner gets a couple of strikeouts as he works around a hit by pitch with 2 outs. Big Train still leading 2-1 as they head to the T-Bolts half of the 5th inning on Big Train TV. Brian Cordell to lead off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a swing and a miss there. Eddington out for another inning, so going 5. The rope is a bit longer, Ben. That answers your question. Going at least 5, hoping to qualify for a big W here, but still 2-1. It's been a beautiful pitcher's duel on the mound today. Willits and Eddington trading runs, trading zeros. Tapped up to first base side. Sean Ewell will take it and flip it to Eddington, and he is safe at first base.
Squirted by Eddington. That was a really tough play. Sean Ewell tried to, almost option toss it off to Eddington,
So
cutting to the bag.
Second hit there. Reaching Brian Cordell. I mean, he beat it out. Just no doubt beat that one out for an infield hit. As Darren Miller bats now. Runner on first and nobody out for Eddington. Pitching into the 5th inning, just the second big strange starter to do that this season. Remember, Grayson Hitt had some beautiful effort down in Lorton, Virginia. Swing and a miss there for strike 1 to Miller. Hitt with the best pitching performance of the season thus far.
So at least 4 innings from each of the past 3 big train starters. That goes back to what I was talking about as we started this game, as he fires strike 2 in there.
That's what you want to see. Coach Sell has said that you'll never see guys go more than 5, really. I mean, unless they're tossing a perfect game, you never really want to mess with their mojo. But Eddington has earned his right to pitch here in the 5th.
Especially the way he closed out that 4th.
Hits one deep to center field. Back goes the center fielder Cone on the track at the wall. It is off the wall and in play, and that might get in another run. To throw in, a great throw from Cone, rounding third and coming in to score, and no throw as the big train and T-Bolts are now tied. That ball was given a ride by Darren Miller, and he gets to second on the RBI double.
Yeah, and Cordell scoring all the way from first. He was on his horse there, chasing that run down. We're tied again at 2.
That ball was charged and hit to the 357 sign.
Yeah, right at it.
Right at it. Cone had to play it off of a hop. So this game is tied. Nip going to go out to talk to his pal on the mound. Just be like, hey, man, you pitched beautifully through these first couple innings. Just settle in. Let's go. Or making a joke to calm him down a little bit. Who knows? You never know what goes on in those mound conferences. Stephen Rice up now, 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitchers last time up. So it's consecutive hits for the first time this game. This, of course, Bryce Bamer's RBI double came after a leadoff walk.
Thomas is down there catching somebody.
Yeah, Rice squaring the bunt. Looks to me like it's a lefty up and throwing. That's going to be Ryan Daugherty up in the pen. Get his first pitching appearance of the season.
How can you see that?
It's a lefty. And Daugherty's the only lefty available out of the bullpen tonight. So, by process of elimination, I'm going to go with Ryan Daugherty.
Oh, yeah, it is Daugherty.
As there's a strike. Then he's got
good on you for actually writing down what Sal had available.
Sal, I mean, we'll see if Kemp Alderman gets. I'd love to see Kemp Alderman pitch in this game.
He's got to have the ability to put some velo on that. The amount of mass he'd be throwing around up there on the bump.
Shout out to Ole Miss baseball, of course. Squaring a bunt and gets it right back to Eddington, who bobbles it, and everybody's going to be safe. Eddington just slipped a little bit coming off the pitcher's mound. And reaching safely is Stephen Rice with another single.
I mean, we saw earlier how tough those bunt plays can be for a pitcher fielding. And Eddington just, especially coming off the mound, trying to charge it, slipping a little bit. It's tough.
It's never fun running over to get those balls, especially if they're hit. If it's a fast runner at the plate, you always feel like you got to rush to do so. And so, bases loaded now with nobody out for Dale Hauser. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
That is listed as an error on the pitcher for Patrick Chapman keeping score at home.
E1 there. Tough error to take.
Miller safe at third.
nowhere to put Hauser here at the dish. Breaking ball bends out of the zone.
Still no outs.
Yeah, so nobody out. You'd love I mean, they're going to concede the lead run here. The go-ahead run on a ground ball to maybe sacrifice that for 2 outs.
Pepe playing on the edge of the grass. Middle infield a little in as well. Actually, yeah, infield cheating in. They might try to shoot 4 here on anything in front of them.
We'll have to see.
Torres and Velazquez at shortstop and second. 2 deepest infielders, of course. Maybe 2 or 3 steps back from the edge of the grass.
Eddington potentially running out of gas here with these runners on.
Pepe and Shanuel both in
Swing and
play.
miss. Big cut there from Hauser at the dish. And it's 2-2. Gets a nod of approval from his pals in the dugout. Yeah, a lot of righties available out of the bullpen tonight, but the only lefty is up and throwing, and that's Ryan Daugherty. Breaking ball, swung on and missed, strike 3, and a big first out for Jake Eddington as his 7th strikeout of the game. He's got to work out of danger here, and that's a huge out to get here in the 5th.
Now just 2 behind teammate Matt Bedford for the CRCBL lead.
One that he probably didn't think he would have after that first game. But Eddington pitching phenomenally.
5 1/3 total inning of work, 9 strikeouts.
Through 4 and running into a bit of trouble here as there's a strike right down the pipe, and it's 0-1. Getting some more approval from his guys in the dugout.
He's definitely looked good out of the stretch as he steps off.
Yeah, pitching from the full windup here with the bases loaded. No need to do the stretch, I believe.
No, he's from the stretch. So you kind of have the same thing I have with lefties with righties.
Fouled way
Maceda
out there, and it's
protecting.
0-2. Maceda has struck out twice today, struck out looking twice. So we'll have to see what he counters with here.
Second out here would be obviously massive for Eddington. Takes the sacrifice away with potential go-ahead run for Silver Spring-Takoma 90 feet away. Hands at the belt from the stretch.
Fouled back, just staying ahead on that one or just a little bit behind on that one is Maceda. Oh, 0-2 here to Maceda. In there, strike 3 called, and Maceda is retired for the 3rd straight time on the looking strikeout and 2 big outs, and that looks like it's going to be the end of the road for Jake Eddington as Sal Colangelo heads out to the mound. But a big strikeout to end it. End his line, 8 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings for the starter. And we'll see what happens here. He's talking to him out there on the mound. It looks like he's going to stay in. So Eddington got 2 big strikeouts here and just 1 stop away from getting out of this jam.
Sal counting his mound visits himself, letting home plate umpire Luke Cohen know that's 1. That's 1.
Maybe talking to him and trying to see how he attacks No 11 here, who struck out and grounded out today. Would love another one of those that he had in the second at-bat. Eddington up to 8 strikeouts, which would be the most any pitcher has had this year. Tied for the most, at least.
Carbajal with 7 in that Gaithersburg game, I want to say.
So that gets away, and the runner's coming to the plate, and he'll come in to score with the lead run. So the pitch gets away, and the T-Bolts have taken the lead. So the only runner to move up a base there is Darren Miller coming in to score. Or excuse me, and then, of course, Stephen Rice moves up to second.
Wild pitch.
Yeah, wild pitch there for Jake Eddington. That gets away too, and Rice will get down to third.
And that's just deflating, I think, for a pitcher. You know, you get yourself in a little bit of a jam, runners on the corners, no outs, you come back, 2 huge, huge Ks to keep the game tied, get yourself in a really good advantage or position to get out of it, and first pitch after a mound visit in the dirt, squirts behind your catcher, your battery
South
mate.
Flanger, like, why did I go out there? Fouled right back at us. I didn't move for that one.
Guilty as charged.
2-1 now to the hitter 11.
It's instinctive. I'm like a ninja. I don't even need to think. I just act.
But as of right now, on the hook for a loss. Here in the 5th inning. Leading by 1 as that's bloop to second base. Coming on is Velasquez. Will fire to first in time. Not after 1 run comes across 2. 5 pretty solid innings tonight for Jake Eddington as he allows the 3 runs. Big Train down by 1 heading into the top of the 6th inning. The Alabama starter does pretty well. Here's Grant Knipp to stand in against Kieran Garner. Breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. So flush to a lead now as Garner on the mound after the wild pitch allows Darren Miller to come in to score. As another late PA announcement occurs. Here's the 0-1, and it's trying to aim for us, dude. Like, come on. Bounce right back into us. Closer to Ben than me, but
I would have caught that.
I don't think you would have. I think it would have went over your outstretched glove if you even had one. So it's 2-1.
Barehanded. Barehanded Bo, they called me.
Ben, I don't think they called you that.
No, you're right. They just called me the Bobino.
I think they just called you Ben.
No, they actually did call me the Ben Bino.
Childish Ben Bino.
I'll show you the picture later. I got a trophy with that on it.
2-1.
Huge participation trophy guy.
200 to Nip as he bounces that one at a shortstop. Nice play there by Rice to fire to first. High throw and crashing into the runner and getting the out. Calling for interference from the dugout. But coming in to score. Just kidding. Nobody's coming in to score. I don't know why I was saying that there. Not reaching there on the 4-3 putout. Or 6-3 putout is Grant Knipp.
I'll text Patrick.
Trevor Doyle will bat with 1 out here. As the Big Train looked to add some runs here, and he takes the ball outside, and it's 1-0. Kieran Garner delivers the 1-0, and it's outside 2-0. Keith Torres stands on deck, the flying Hawaiian. We'll see who gets the assignment for the 6th inning and on. Saw Doherty warming up in the bullpen. Doyle fouls it back, and it's 2-1. Keith Torres stands on deck, of course, and in the hole, leadoff hitter the 9-hitter, Brady Gump. In the dirt now, and it's 3-1 to Trevor Doyle. Three and one here. Good hitters count for Doyle. Fouls it back again, and the count runs full.
Straight back to Torres in the on-deck circle.
Got to watch out for those always. Big Train currently leading the division here. 7-1 record. 6-1, excuse me. Hoping to stretch that to 7 here, but squarely up against the wall here in the top half of the 6th inning. Garner delivers a full count offering and lined into the gap in right field, and that's going to be a base hit for Doyle. So he reaches, he takes the big turn, and then puts on the brakes. Doyle reaching here with a single to lead, with one out. Good piece of hitting there from Trevor Doyle.
Good piece of hitting, better piece of base running. Aggressive thoughts, conservative movements. Stays on first. Avoids another out.
A walk and a strikeout is the line today for Keith Torres. Sees the signs from Coach G at third base. Doyle aboard. Brady Gump on deck. Put a triple his last time up. In the dirt, bounces into the mitt of Bamer, and it's 1-0. Doyle, the runner at first base, Torres, the batter at the plate, and Garner, the pitcher, on the mound. Comes set, winds up and delivers, fouls it out of play, and it's 1-1. Very comfortable evening here at the ballpark. Big Train down 3-2 here as Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobeck here on Big Train TV. Bring you every game this year. Every game we can, and potentially the All-Star game. Stay tuned for that. We'll see if the league allows us to. That takes place at Ripken Field in Aberdeen. Havre de Grace, whatever you want to call it. There goes the runner, and it's a good hit and run execution from Torres. A swinging bunt up the first base line, and he's safe at first base. As Garner slipped and lost his footing, and Torres beats it out.
Heard the footsteps as the Big Train dugout. There's some quick footsteps. I don't know if you'd hear much. Gets those legs up and down so quickly. Gets him moving, gets him churning. Man, can he fly?
Well, that's why they call him the Flying Hawaiian. Ben, I feel like that's a pretty apt nickname.
Well deserving.
Single there for
well deserving, and a big infield single to put 2 on here for Brady Gump.
Yeah, we'll see what they score that.
Who had a
Gump
big
takes
knock.
one right down the pipe.
His last time up. So it smells good out there. Like
Love that popcorn smell.
Popcorn, that's what it is. Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was mac and cheese.
I'd love a bag of popcorn right about now.
See, like, yes, but then you think about how dry your mouth gets and how salty it is. Maybe I'll make some when I get home.
I'd love some.
I like microwave popcorn. Stovetop popcorn. Massive upgrade.
I don't know. Microwave's pretty good, but we can't beat movie theater popcorn.
Broken
bat blooper right to the first baseman. 4, they out.
Brady Gump joins the line of lumber slayers. Unfortunate there.
So they still haven't scored anything for Torres. Deliberating a bit here.
Number 8, designated hitter.
The designated hitter, Darius Foster, up at the dish tonight Hasn't reached or has reached base once on a walk. Hasn't gotten a patented infield hit yet either. On deck, of course, is Kyle Velasquez. First pitch, pops it back and out of play. It's 0-1. Runner at first is Torres, and the runner at second is Doyle. Of course, Doyle, the bloop base hit, and then I guess the infield single for Keith Torres. We'll have to see what they scored it. Darius Foster, the righty. Calls time, and as Gardner took a long time to deliver that one. We'll have to see what Keith Torres was scored. I believe it's going to go as an infield hit, but you never know here. In the wild and rough and tough CRCBL. Foster fouls it back right into the hand of Kyle Velasquez. Fouled it off the screen, and it bounced right into his hand.
Single to first base.
Okay, so an infield hit for Keith Torres. I'm sure he'll take that. 0-2 to Darius Foster. Comes set and delivers as Garner. Breaking ball inside, and it's 1-2. Well, I don't think that was outside, Finn. I believe that was inside. Against the righty.
Love the enthusiasm. Accuracy, not so much.
Yeah, not quite. 1-2 to Foster, who has popped out, flew out, and walked today, 0 for 2. Getting that OBP up a little bit. Breaking ball outside, and it's 2-2. Long spinning breaking pitch. Cheering on our boy Darius Foster out there at the plate.
Some loud support from the big train side of things up to our left.
Bloops that one in a shallow left, coming on as left fielder Barnett. He's not going to get it, and that's going to score the tying run. In to score is Trevor Doyle, and an RBI single for Darius Foster knots this game square at 3. Darius Foster just going with the pitch and blooping that into left field ties this game. Exactly what you want to see out of your leadoff hitter. Gets a nice ribeye steak.
And I believe Darius Foster could not have picked a more timely spot for his first RBI of the season.
Yeah, I mean, when you bat leadoff, you're not going to be afforded a lot of RBI.
Well, he's been batting second a lot of times.
Yeah, and even when you bat second, like if the leadoff guy doesn't get on, you're out of luck. But I think honestly, you get afforded a lot of RBIs in leadoff spots. That's taken inside by Kyle Velasquez for 1-0. Back live.
It is the first RBI. Double checking done. Made my list, checked it twice. Darius Foster, first RBI of the season.
And it could not have been placed more perfectly in the left field.
Really
Chopped
nice.
to third, and it's bobbled by the third baseman Miller. He'll fire out to first and get the out. So the side is retired. Strange play to end it here as Velasquez grounds out, and that'll do it. But the big train get the tying run thanks to an RBI single, and Ryan Dougherty out to the mound when we come back here on Big Train TV.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy-Walker syndrome. Dandy-Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Ryan Doherty to the mound as the big train look to continue to keep this game tied. First guy he'll face is Connor Palmieri, who's walked and struck out today. But a great effort from Eddington, who's now off the hook. 5 innings pitched, and he struck out 8, including 5 in a row at one point. But now it's Doherty's chance to pitch for the first time. It's a non-hitting appearance for Ryan Doherty, who served admirably in that role as best as he could. Not a hitter, of course, a pitcher. Swing and a miss on a good pitch there. Top of the mitt.
The timely calculated final line for Jake Eddington. 5 flat innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks. And how about this? Count them up, 9 strikeouts.
Oh, 9.
Unless I can't do math, which is possible. Believe me.
I only have 8 listed. So, oh, yeah, there is 9. I forgot the 2-3 one. So there you go. 9 strikeouts for Ryan Doherty. Or not Ryan Doherty. I hope he has 9 strikeouts. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2, or 1-2.
And so officially moves into a tie with teammate Matt Bedford by my count.
How about that? 2 games. Bedford's
strikeouts.
Both guys have 2 games of 11 strikeouts. Lefty out of the pen. Gets him swinging for the first out. So a big strikeout there of Connor Palmieri.
Ryan Doherty picking up right where Jake Eddington left off. Big swinging strikeout to start his night out there on the bump.
And while the ERA will still be inflated for Jake Eddington, I mean, you can't be more happy with how he pitched tonight. A great response. Way to put the last game in the rearview mirror. Come out here. You know, in 1 inning, he gave up 7 earned runs to Alexandria. Got the start tonight. 5 innings, 3 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. So
it'll be 10 earned runs in 6 innings pitched.
But I mean, if you even take away 4 of those runs from the first game, he's just pitched pretty well. That's a 6 ERA on the nose. Or 15, excuse me.
Still a lot better than the, what was it, 60-something coming into today?
Yeah, I believe it was 63.
And that's why, in limited numbers of innings, I think there's a prevailing view, especially for, pitching guys, to look at strikeout to walk ratio first. When you're pitching such a limited number of innings.
There's a walk there.
It's been a perfect 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio for Ryan Doherty to start things off here.
Yeah, first appearance of the season on the mound, of course, for Doherty. I think he was 2 for 10 or 2 for 9 in the hitting in the batter's box, but now it'll be Devin Barnett, the left fielder.
Eddington 10-3 strikeout to walk ratio, 11-3 strikeout to walk ratio.
Yeah,
so that's remarkable.
Yeah, with Eddington, the 15 ERA, trims it down by a solid 48. It's outside. That third run was an unearned earned run, in my opinion. The way it was a wild pitch, so.
Yeah, that's tough math.
Inside there, and it's 2-0. Suddenly, Doherty losing the zone a little bit here. Of course, it's tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Big Train got a big tie last inning as Trevor Doyle came around to score on an RBI single by Darius Foster. That stands as the tying run here. That's in there for a ball, and it's 3-0 once more.
Big shit, too.
A lot of 1.1 OPSs on this team this year. And that's in there for a strike, and it's 3-1 now. Hit a good hitter's count for Devin Barnett. Barnett, once again, a Pittsburgh native.
Went to school in the area, though, Avalon School. High school alma mater of Trayvon Diggs, now with the Dallas Cowboys. Formerly of Thomas S. Wooten High School as well, here in the
swing and a miss there.
D.C. area.
It's full count. See a lot of local guys here, which you love to see. And a lot of guys, Big Train have a lot of guys from way out of town.
Yeah, a lot of guys from way out of town, a lot of Cali guys, a lot of Northern Virginia, of course, with Coach Sal's roots in that area, coaching at Woodbridge. It's a good pitch low there.
Yeah, no, another walk, back-to-back
Tight
walks.
pitch.
And there's your 2-to-1, or there's your 1-to-2 ratio. How about that, Ben?
Number 11, the center fielder.
Not what I was rooting for, I'll tell you that.
Brian Cordell up to the dish now.
Singled and scored all the way from first. What would serve as the tying run in the moment. Second run of the night for Silver Spring Takoma.
2 innings pitched tonight for the Kieran Garner UMBC retriever. Ryan Doherty, this, I believe, is St. Mary's is the Spiders, if I'm not mistaken, correct? I'll have to take a look at that. Gets a foul back there by Cordell.
The Gales.
Oh, they're the Gales. I forgot. The SMC Gales. It looks like we have some stretching, some stirring, general moving around up in the bullpen. I don't think Doherty's going to go more than 2 innings in this one as they try to keep it close. And he'll try to bridge the gap to the later inning guys. We know Metz and Barron will pitch in the late innings.
I don't know about Mets after 2 innings earlier.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in general,
Oh, yeah.
Barron and Metz will pitch in late innings. I think it'll be Barron's tonight.
Haven't seen Jesse in a couple days.
Yeah, 2-headed monster, really, in the back half.
He had the vlog camera working before the first game.
Check.
Like heading into the locker room, to the bathroom.
There's a large following on YouTube.
Large following.
It's outside, and it's 3-1 now. Jesse Barron Films is his YouTube channel.
Excited to see what he puts out there. Creative guy.
High fastball, and it pops out of the mid of nip, and that's going to be 3 consecutive walks for Doherty, who's just losing the zone here. And Sal's going to go out to talk to him, and we might have a pitching change here.
Looks like we might be Cooper Rons coming in.
And he wants no Rons to score.
Indeed, it will be. 1/3 of an inning pitched. 3 runners still on base. The responsibility of Ryan Doherty as he strides back to the dugout. And Cooper Rons will look to settle things here with a tourniquet for the Big Train pitching staff. After this, a word from our sponsor at the Dandy Walker Alliance.
1 in 10,000 children are born with a brain malformation known as Dandy Walker syndrome. Dandy Walker can cause enlargement of the skull, lack of muscle control, and other developmental challenges. More research is needed, but we do know that early therapy helps many live healthier, fuller lives. 1 in 10,000 may not seem like a lot unless your child is the one. Learn more, find help, and help others. Visit dandy-walker.org.
Gaucho Cooper Rons gets a swinging strike here for his first batter as he comes in relief of Daugherty, trying to keep the line closed. Food line getting a little long here on the base pass with batter Darren Miller swinging and missing, and it's 0-2. We'll see Rons probably in the later innings as well as they try to keep it close. I feel like Rons, Barron, and Metz are the guys that you'll see in the later innings. We'll see how that unfolds going forward.
I feel like Rons may be the guy to turn to in this sort of middle relief, long relief potential role. It's a good breaking ball there. Misses just low on the 0-2 count. Rons got the win against Gaithersburg, that 14-5 decision back on the 13th.
In his
Sunday
first
night.
game. Breaking ball taken for a strike. That's a great take there from Darren Miller.
3 innings worked, 2 hits allowed, 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts for Rons.
You can't see it, but Ryan Daugherty sitting out there outside the dugout just hoping that Rons can shelve this for him.
Ooh.
Breaking ball taken 3-2, and that I got to tell you, that's a hellacious pitch.
That one really had some serious break on it from way inside on Darren Miller to a very close frame there. An excellent job defensively by Grant Knipp to make it close.
So here's a 3-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's 2 down, a big strikeout there by Cooper Rons. And there's 2 down for Stephen Rice. Bases juiced.
Number 43, the shortstop, Stephen Rice.
There's a strike in there from Cooper Rons, not Jesse Barron, Ben. As we had a bit of an error, a technical issue, trying to get that out. First pitch strike. Second pitch fouled back, 0-2 quickly here on Rice. And how about this? 0-2. Staring a big K in the face here is Stephen Rice, and Cooper Rons would love that to pick up his teammate. The 0-2. Breaking ball. Oh, nasty pitch there, but
A seed there
Ball
from
one.
Cooper Rons, nearly
That
cutting
thing's
all the way
spinning.
back to the dish.
love to get the RPM on that one or the TrackMan data. We don't have that, unfortunately. Breaking ball, swung on a miss, strike 3, and Rons gets out of it. What a call by Coach Sal Colangelo to bring him in, and the inning is over. We're still tied at 3 here on Big Train TV as we send you to the top half of the 7th inning. Sean Ueda to lead off for the third inning of work here for Kieran Garner. He pitched 3 innings his last time out against his teams. It's spun in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. See what he's still got. I mean, Garner's thrown everything but the kitchen sink today, and it's worked pretty well as it's outside. But the third inning is where we saw him run into a bit of trouble in a close game, up 3-1. Big Train battled back. Of course, wild pitch came in to score Pepe, and then the home run from Matt Thomas,
Got there eventually.
Shanuel puts a charge into that one. Tough hop for the first baseman,
And actually,
Palmiera, and he makes the play for the first out.
it wasn't the third inning. It was the second inning. So he gave up the triple to Pepe to lead off the sixth. This is, again, back in the game that started on June the 8th. A wild pitch scored Pepe from third. Matt Thomas followed that up with the solo shot to right center field. And then he came back after that and poured 5 more strikeouts over the dish to end with 7 total. And a really solid 3 innings of work as he kept that one tied.
Pepe grounds that one to the hole. Shortstop, great throw to first, and he's going to get away, and Pepe will charge to second. So a tough hop there for the shortstop, Rice to play. And a nice play there by Pepe to get all the way to second, and that'll bring up Stone Cold, Jack Cone.
Pep in his step for Rocco Pepe as he saw that one skip by the first baseman. We already talked about how much room there is there in foul territory in both right and left field, as we'll get a check-in on the mound here.
Yeah, we'll see what they call it for Pepe there. Got to think it's at least.
I mean, that was a really tough play. If anything, maybe a fielding error on the first baseman rather than a throwing error, because it's kind of your job as a first baseman. You know, one hopper, a little low, but you got to be expected to scoop those.
It was nearly cut off by Miller in the hole, but Rice got to it eventually.
Garner will stay out there.
Tossed a seed to the first baseman, Palmiera, but couldn't make the play.
That thing was rifled from way deep in the hole.
Yeah, it was a very nice play, because, I mean, if Miller gets to that, he's probably out. Jack freaking Cone, we hear from the dugout as he stands in.
Absolutely.
Burnishing his credentials as one of the best late additions to this team. As he hits one high, but playable, perhaps, for the first baseman, Palmiera, who's going to make the play.
Garner.
Pepe thought about running a third as a couple of guys collide in the outfield, but instead, Palmiera will just hold on to it for the second out.
Yeah. Little stamp of the spike there from Stone Cold Mr. Cone. Knew he got under that one. Probably had a good pitch to hit.
Grant Nip to the dish. 1 for 3 today with a single. He came around to score on that.
So single for Pepe, advanced to second on a throwing error by the shortstop.
Not a lot of traffic on the base pass today. Nip the relaxed stance at the dish. High fastball taken for a ball, and it's 1-0. Three the score here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs. It's 1-0 here to Grant Nip. Swings and misses at the breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Garner pitching everything you wanted and more for this T-Bolts team, coming in relief, and despite giving up those runs, it's really just pitched pretty well.
Big RBI opportunity. Steak on the plate.
As Nip fouls it back. Steak on the plate. It's all up to him if he eats it, though. Coach goes out there to get the ball. And it's 1-2 here to Grant Nip with a runner on second. Trevor Doyle would be next. His last time up, he singled and came around to score. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Taken for a ball, and it's 2-2. Good curve there from. That's definitely a curve. Maybe not 12-6, but close enough. So 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on second for Grant Nip. And curveball looped in the air to shallow right. and step onto the outfield grass as the second baseman Hauser. He'll make the catch to retire the side. Just 1 run allowed for Kieran Garner in 3 innings of work, excuse me. Big Train and T-Bolt still tied at 2. Cooper Ron's back to the mound when we come back here on Big Train TV. Strike there from Rons as it's 0-1. To lead off this inning, it's Dale Hauser, the leadoff hitter. No rain in the forecast, hopefully, tonight as we...
I haven't checked, and you know what?
There's another hefty cut there on Rons as it encroaches dangerously close to the similar line as it was in the last game.
Yeah. Ron's just looking to pick up right where he left off.
Fouls back off the mask of the catcher nip and back into the screen.
That's why he wears them.
Absolutely. There's a fastball right down the middle. Strike 3 for Hauser, and he is wondering where he missed. He swung on that one. High cheese. Love it.
Three straight strikeouts for Cooper Rons. The last, of the last 10 outs now, 9 of them have been by strikeout.
Wow. Maceda has just Maceda accosted that foul ball there. As it's 0-1. Breaking ball is outside for a ball. Another good curve ball. It's got that nice drop on it. It's outside, 2-1. And there's a swing and a miss there, and it's a 2-2 count to Maceda, who has struck out 3 times today, all looking. See if it happens again here. 2-2. Hopped way up there and foul and out of play. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and Rons continues to pump it up there. Back-to-back Ks of Hauser and Maceda. Now no 11 to look to fare better and make contact here than his counterparts.
What else can you say about the pitching effort by Cooper Rons as an individual and really by this Big Train staff as a whole tonight. They have come out with their best stuff firing and are mowing through this order right now.
Exactly what you want to see from this staff as there's a quick ball there from Rons. It's up the middle, right to the second baseman Velasquez. He'll take his time and fire to first in time. And 1-2-3 inning for Cooper Rons as he's pitched an inning and 2/3 in relief of scoreless ball. We'll see you here on Big Train TV for the top half. Kieran Garner out for his 4th inning of work here, and he'll have to face off against Trevor Doyle, Keith Torres, and Brady Gump, the bottom half of the Big Train order, as he stands in for a pair of double innings. It's not really how I'd explain it. I guess that was pretty bad. Doyle looking to do better than some of his other guys against Garner. He singled against him his last time up, so he fouls it back into the screen. 0-1.
Singled, came all the way home to score on the RBI by Darius Foster. Stands as a tying run where we are right now.
Breaking ball swung on a missed, and it's strike 2, 0-2. Flying Hawaiian on deck, and then in the hole is Brady Gump, and they'll look to turn it over to Foster at the top of the lineup. But for now, someone's just got to get on base.
I mean, that's how Big Train got that 3rd run, is single from Doyle, single from Torres, broken bat pop out from Gump.
As swing and a miss on a big
My point is
fastball there from Garner, and it's another strikeout. We've seen a lot of strikeouts in this game, a lot of Ks on the scorebook.
Yeah, but not nearly as many for Garner as he had the last time. Only his 3rd of the night now. As we mentioned, I think I said 7 for him in 3 innings last time he faced off with the Train.
Torres now stands in. Outside ball 1, and it's 1-0, getting woo from his teammates. So Torres swings and misses, and it's strike 1, 1-1. Torres fouls it right back at us. It's Sean Culkin to our right. Doesn't even flinch at that one. It was right at him.
I guess you just get used to it. Not me.
We're not here quite as often as that. Ben's in there.
Just high.
Just high, 2-2. Good breaking ball there from Garner.
Good breaking ball and a good take from Torres in the box.
Trying to get on base any way he can here. Maybe keep the line moving. Down low, and it's a full count now.
Yeah. Good 2-2 pitch there from Garner. You can see what he's trying to do, get Torres to potentially chase on the outside corner there. Looked like almost a breaking 2-seam. Started off one way. Inside,
and
jammed
brings him up.
Punch out there.
Strike 3, back-to-back Ks for Kieran Garner. Now Brady Gump will look to maintain contact here in the bat with Foster standing on deck. It's been a low-octane night for both sides. As Ben pulls the lawnmower. Strike taken outside. Look there at it. 0-1. And then the top of the order due up after this. We'd love to have them in the ninth inside, and it's 1-1. Garner, 4 pretty solid innings here. Just allowed the 1 run. Or allowed the 2 runs in the 5th and the 6th, but 0 sandwich in between as that gets away. And it's 2-1. We'll see if Ronz goes out for another inning. You got to think that somebody else might be up for the bottom of the 8th, but you never know.
Some light stretching down there. Don't see any throwing for the moment. Looks
Bounce
like it
to
might
third,
be
a
Ron's
hopping
inning.
play there by Miller. He'll fire to first in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning from Garner, who has pitched very well in relief of Josh Willits here as we're still tied heading to the top half, or bottom half of the 8th inning here on Big Train TV. Palmieri sends one deep down the left field line, but right into the mitt, and a loud first out as Brady Gump settles under it. He gave that one a ride, but right into the air as Palmieri looked to make things interesting with one swing of the bat.
Just a bit under it, but man, he thought he had that one straight down the left field line, right towards that 325 left field pole and the fire station.
Not quite an EFO. Exciting fly out.
Maybe off the bat.
There's a strike there, and it's 0-1 to Bryce Bamer, who walked his last time up and struck out and doubled today. Big Train and T-Bolt's tied at 3 here. And it bends in there for a strike, and it's 0-2. So Cooper Ron's working quickly here in this inning. He's like, I'm gonna hang one on you. You send it deep, all right. That's it. You get nothing else to hit for this inning.
I mean, that's 1 pitch, 1 out. Ron's will take that every time.
Absolutely. Even if it is a long fly ball. So we'll see how it's attacked here for Coach Sal, if he does anything different in the ninth. But due up would be Foster, Velasquez, and Sean Ewell. So here's the 1-2 offering in a pie, 2-2. Bamer's had a stat sheet stuffer night, a walk, strikeout, and double. So he's done almost everything here that you can do, except for a long ball. And swinging him at strike 3. 2 down and another strikeout for Cooper Ron's in relief. What a game this has been for him. Comes in and just keeps pumping strikes, and that'll bring up Devin Barnett with 2 outs.
Number 5 for Cooper Ron's. Going to need a couple hands to count him from now on.
Part of 14 strikeouts tonight for Big Train pitching. And, just been a good game altogether for both pitching staffs. As Barnett swings and misses there. 0-1. Ron's ready to go. Barnett trying to get him out of his groove here. Either way, 0-1.
Ron's really one of those pitchers that when he's locked in, he's going.
Yeah.
He's not taking his time. He's coming set, and he's sending the pitch to the plate.
And he doesn't shake off too many signs. As you see here, as a plane again flies over. And swinging a tap just past the home plate there. And it's 1-2. Stop me if you've heard this before. A 2-strike count on Cooper Rons. Anyways, the 1-2 here as he tries to send it to the ninth. With the big train's top of the order due up. Here's the pitch. Pop back foul. And out of play. Still 1-2.
Ball quickly chased down.
One and two.
Good breaking ball.
Yeah,
on the
good pitch and
outside.
a good layoff there from Devin Barnett.
I was about to say, good breaking ball and an even better take. As Barnett was able to watch that one.
We'll have to ask around and see if they can hear us behind the plate. But either way, 2-2 here to Barnett with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch. And the dirt, 3-2.
By the way, I was curious about this, so I figured some of you out there might be. Big Train single game record for strikeouts. Dirk Hayhurst out of Kent State on June the 12th, 2001 versus the Reston Hawks at Povich Field.
Just ball 4 to Barnett.
As Barnett will take his base. First base runner allowed by Cooper Rons.
How many strikeouts did he have?
18, I believe it was.
That's a... Well, I mean, he made it to the major leagues, so maybe not for long, but, you know, when you strike out 18 in a game, you got to be doing something right. I'm not sure what the combined record is in the game for Big Train.
I'm going to guess that it's going to be somewhere around, you know, between 18 and 20.
Yeah, they got 14 right now as it stands. Of course, 9 from Eddington, 1 from Doherty, actually 15, and 5 from Ron. So 15. Barnett stands at first base for the first time he's reached, or second time he's reached with a walk. Fouled back and out of play over the dugout. Some stirring in the Big Train bullpen. I see Jesse Barron up and stretching. Hard to miss number 26 out there. Character. 0-2 foul, or 0-1 fouled back, and it's 0-2. To Brian Cordell, who singled, walked, and popped out today. Big Train once again will send up the top of the order next inning. Swing and a miss. Strike. Ooh, no, not held on and almost got out of it, but dropped out of the mid of nip. I was ready to run for the hills there.
Yeah.
Much like you were on that deep fly ball by Kemp Alderman.
I admire your enthusiasm, Tyler.
So they'll do it again on 0-2. Runner goes. Struck him out looking, and there's no need for a throwdown as the Big Train get out of it. Another strikeout for Cooper Runs, his 6th in relief. Strikeout looking there as the Big Train will send up the top of the order for the top of the 9th here at Montgomery Blair High School. Evan Lewis to take over here to keep this game tied, hoping the Severna Park native, as the top of the order comes up, Darius Foster. Beautiful effort in relief from Kieran Garner today. 4 innings of 2-run ball. Struck out a bunch. But we've seen that. He worked out a danger and didn't allow too much traffic on the base paths. That's all you want.
Top 15 overall prospect in Maryland coming out. Redshirted this past season for the Texters.
Of course, Lewis's line, we'll figure out what it was last time. It's like it's away. Ball 1 to Foster. Finished that game way back when. He was in. He came in.
1 inning pitched in the 8th.
Believe so.
Pretty good frame. 1 strikeout. Got Rocco Pepe to ground out to the first baseman unassisted. And a ground ball to the shortstop for Matt Thomas. 3 up, 3 down for Evan Lewis in that one.
Might be going over signs here as the catcher Bamer goes out to talk to him. Foster with a 1-0 count. Swings and misses there, and it's 1-1. Lots of swings and misses tonight we've seen.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Pitchers brought their stuff. Made the short trip down 495.
Not even close to a carbon copy of that game we saw earlier with that 1 inning. 7 runs.
Yeah, maybe Big Train used up all their offense.
Sometimes you see that.